You know, when the first trailers came out for Echo, I was actually optimistic. I know I get into this bad habit of getting really high expectations for whenever a new Marvel project comes out because eventually I am let down, especially more often than not. But Echo seemed different from the rest of the MCU. It seemed more violent, more mature. And I was excited to see how Marvel was going to do with a more darker, gritty take on a hero. But as wonderful of an idea as Echo might have been, it crashes and burns in its execution and will end up being just another forgettable MCU show over on Disney+. Hi guys, my name is Jackson George. If you haven't seen Echo already and care about spoilers, go ahead, click away, because we're talking all things Echo. But if you have seen the show or just don't care about spoilers, let's go jump into this thing. Echo picks up right after the events of the Hawkeye series, with Maya on the run after killing Kingpin. I don't know how you survive a shot straight to the head, like through your eyeball, but apparently he does. But she doesn't know that yet. I'm getting ahead of the story right now. My bad, guys. She decides to return home to a small town in Oklahoma and meets up with her old family and finds out that Kingpin's operation extends all the way out to Oklahoma. She decides to fight back against Kingpin's empire, send a message, so she blows up a train cart, which probably wasn't the best way to go about that.
Not a great plan.
But it gets her message across, I guess. So Kingpin's men track her down, and eventually Kingpin himself comes down and invites Maya to come back home to New York City with him. Why he thinks she would join him again after shooting him in the face, no one really knows, but that's his motivation here. He wants her back. Maya, for obvious reasons, decides that she's not going to do that, and he throws a baby tantrum and is like, well, I'm going to take your whole family hostage. So he does that, and then Maya works to save them, and the way she does this is by summoning the spirits of all of her ancestors, who then possess members of her family's bodies and empowers them with strength. And so this 70-year-old grandma starts beating up on Kingpin's highly trained men.
You serious?
So anyway, they're able to defeat Kingpin's minions, and Maya goes inside Kingpin's mind trying to heal him, only for him to run away crying like a baby. And then Maya has a fast and furious dinner with her family. That's pretty much how the show ends. Let's see, where do I begin with Echo? The first thing that stands out, this show's boring. It's slow. It was tough for me to get through all 5 episodes, I'm not gonna lie. It's so slow. And I think the massive amounts of sign language within the show definitely slows it down a lot. And I will say this, I actually really enjoyed all the sign language in the show. I did. But it does come with that cost that characters have to slow down what they're saying so that it can come across to Maya and the audience. But it's cool because I think technically deaf people can watch this without having to throw up subtitles, which I think is super cool. I love the incorporation of sign language, but it does slow the show down. But again, the show's already so slow, and then you just add that interactions have to be slow too because of sign language. It really slows the show down. I also really enjoyed the relaxed stakes. There was no world-ending threat here. It was Maya and her family versus Kingpin. I really enjoyed that. That's the kind of stuff I think Marvel should focus on right now, at least in the earlier stages leading up to some big event, especially since now we don't know whether that's Kang or Doctor Doom. I really enjoyed the lowered stakes here, but the stakes themselves weren't great. I wish they would have upped the intensity a little bit. And I don't mean that they have to change that it's Kingpin versus Maya. I mean that they need to make the threat more prevalent, more intimidating. And I'm talking about Kingpin. Kingpin in the Daredevil show was like done to perfection. He was such a good character, an amazing villain. He was intimidating. He was ruthless. He was cruel. And you feared for people that went up against Kingpin. There were certain moments in the show where you were like, man, how is Matt going to defeat Kingpin? Here, you don't get any of that. He's weak. For some reason, is really set on Maya coming back, even though he has no reason to think that she would. Or secondly, why would he want her back? She shot him in the face. I think he knows how she feels about him. So that motivation was kind of dumb. He's just not very intimidating. And the way that he goes out is really lame too. It's just like, really? this is the big climax battle with Kingpin that we're going with, a mental battle. It's like, come on, man. Come on. I'm going to be honest. The only way they made him seem strong in the show is that he was able to survive a bullet through the head, which they never explained it. How did he survive that? It makes no sense. Disney, you got to realize if you're going to do fatal injuries to characters, they need to be fatal. Speaking of characters they brought back from Daredevil, Daredevil's a letdown in the show. I wasn't expecting much from him. Probably the amount of screen time we actually got in the show is what I was expecting. But the way that they used it was really lame. He's obviously just there to get people to watch the show. Same with Kingpin, if we're going to be honest. He serves no purpose. And his fight with Echo makes no sense. Like, why would he just run? I don't know. Even though this is Marvel's first mature rated show or movie, anything like that, it doesn't really take full advantage of that rating. It doesn't show us anything really new, and it doesn't take any bold risks or show deeper sufferings of our heroes or villains within the show. Like, all there really is just blood in the show. There's more blood than there would be in a normal MCU show or movie. That's it. I wish they utilized this a little bit more. I'm not saying it has to be excessive, and I'm not saying there has to be an abundance of violence and cruelty and all the graphic stuff that comes with a mature rating. If you're not going to take risks, if you're not going to make it different from the other parts of the MCU, then why change the rating, you know? And I thought that was a missed opportunity to have Echo stand out from the rest of the MCU. And it doesn't with its story or its content, so I wish it would have at least done it in this way. Look, Echo had the potential to be something great. Something I feel like I'm saying about every single thing Marvel puts out now, but it's true. Even though it has the potential to be great, it ends up just being another mediocre project over on Disney Plus that I probably won't watch again, and I probably won't remember in a week or so. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Echo. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys thought. And if you made it this far, comment below Kingpin. As always, thank you for stopping by, watching the video. I really appreciate it. And as always, I love you guys. And until next time, peace out, bro skillets.